welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jen. I am an intuitive coach who uses a mixture of astrology along with intuitive knowledge to help others work through their shadow, along with finding the path towards their passion and purpose. So if you're interested in working with me or getting a reading from me, be sure to check the link in the description box to see what I am currently offering. So for this video, I looked into over 60 charts of the most well-known singer-songwriters, along with some of the charts that you, the viewers, have contributed. And I'm gonna be breaking down these placements and aspects and showing comparisons between artists who have similar types of placements and how it's manifested into their careers. So please be sure, if you enjoy this video, to like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Feel free to engage. Let me know that you want to keep seeing these styles of videos, and it helps me feel motivated to continue making them. Looking into all these charts, the most prominent planet was the planet Neptune, along with some of the aspects between the Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Venus. I will be listing those and breaking certain ones that I found to be really noteworthy down. So it's important to note that when looking at all of these charts, absolutely all of them had 3 or more of these aspects or placements that I will talk about in this video. So I think that's important to note when you are looking at your charts. The most common were trines. This insinuates that there is some sort of natural talent or natural ability between those two planets interacting. Conjunctions were the second most prominent. This is like a blending of the two energies that are combining, whereas sextiles were the third most prominent, being a sort of playful flirtation energy between the two planets. I really didn't see too many oppositions or squares that were manifesting into musical abilities, because it's more of like a friction energy that's happening in that interaction. But again, keep that in mind when you are looking through your own charts.
Neptune is the modern ruler of the sign Pisces. Its influence in the chart is important when it comes to determining creative abilities, as it rules over the ethereal, the mystical, and that which is intangible. Having its dreamy energy favorably aspected within the chart is sure to bestow artistic abilities, which is why it was no surprise to find many musicians with prominent Pisces placements. Now, whether you have your personal planets in the sign of Pisces, or you have your Sun, Moon, Mercury, or Venus falling into the 12th house, though they may be in a different sign, they are still likely to adopt some of those Piscean qualities. Venus is one of the most favorable Piscean placements to have in your chart. Venus is exalted in Pisces due to the fantastical and dreamy nature of the sign. Here, Venus is romanced and swept off of her feet, making the Venus and Pisces native a natural romantic. Now, something I observe particularly from men with their Venus in Pisces or Pisces stelliums, it seems to manifest outwardly in this sort of boyish appearance, as we see with Justin Bieber, Kurt Cobain, Jesse McCartney, or even John Bon Jovi. Now, I did observe a sort of similar appearance manifesting in the women with Pisces stelliums, but it was more of an emphasis around those who specifically had a Pisces moon. It's also important to know that all of these musicians, even with strong Pisces placements, still had a favorable aspect between the moon or Neptune. So keep that in mind when you are looking into your chart. Next prominent Pisces placement you want to look for is a Pisces ascendant. Our rising sign represents our projection of self or our approach to life. Therefore, Pisces risings may have a natural gift for artistic expression, such as Billie Eilish, Michael Jackson, or even someone like Whitney Houston. Billie actually has her moon conjunct Neptune in the 12th house, while Michael Jackson has his Neptune trine his ascendant, as well as having Jupiter conjunct Neptune, basically further expanding upon those Neptunian qualities. Finally, the last prominent Pisces placement is having your midheaven fall into the sign of Pisces. Our midheavens represent our careers and our public personas. Therefore, the native with the Pisces midheaven, such as a Cher or Lady Gaga, are likely going to adopt some of those qualities when it comes to their career or their public personas. Now, being that Neptune is the overall connector in this study, it's important to note a well-placed Neptune. Having a well-placed Neptune doesn't necessarily mean it's aspected. For example, having Neptune on the ascendant gives off a sort of ethereal and effortlessness when it comes to the native's creative abilities. Ariana Grande is a great example of somebody with a Neptune rising. Also, she has her Venus trine Neptune, sort of just elevating that seamlessly effortless talent she possesses. Shockingly, somebody with a similar chart to Ariana Grande is Paul McCartney, also having Neptune on his ascendant, also having his Taurus Venus trine the ascendant. This is one of my favorite examples of effortless talent. Not only that, but he has this Leo moon sitting in the 12th house. It's obvious he was a natural performer. I could see how his bandmates might have found this sort of effortlessness to be a bit of an annoyance, but it's clear attention just naturally gravitated to him. So now another example of a well-placed Neptune would be having Neptune in the 10th house of career and public image. Now, because of Neptune's illusory energy, there is a tendency for those who perceive someone with a Neptune rising or say Neptune in the 10th house to project their fantasies onto the Neptune native. We can see this with someone like Elvis Presley, who is sort of placed on a pedestal and worshipped as the king of rock and roll, finding it hard to break out of this image. Similarly, Bob Dylan, who also had Neptune in the 10th, was also viewed to be a sort of messiah within the folk music genre, creating a major upset when he switched to the electric guitar. While Dylan and Presley have seemingly similar charts, the main difference providing an explanation for Dylan's songwriting abilities that Elvis seemed to lack was Dylan's Mercury-Venus conjunction in the sign of Gemini. Mercury rules communication. It represents our intellect, our skillfulness, and our ability to multitask. Mercury is in its domicile when it's in the sign of Gemini. Therefore, I found many songwriters or instrumentalists had strong Gemini placements or had a well-aspected Mercury. This could be having Mercury in its exaltation within the sign of Virgo or aspects falling within the 3rd and 6th house of the chart. Paul McCartney has his chart ruler Mercury located in his 10th house of Gemini. Demonstrates this energy by his skillfulness when it comes to utilizing multiple different instruments. Billy Joel is another great example, having a 12th house Mercury conjunct Moon, further emphasizing the ability to effectively communicate his emotions through his music. So now Amy Winehouse was a Gemini rising with her chart ruler Mercury exalted in the sign of Virgo. Not only that, but it was trine Neptune and trine the moon with her moon conjunct Neptune.
So I think it's really important to note, especially when it comes to the singer-songwriters, someone such as Amy Winehouse who has her moon conjunct Neptune. This was a placement I saw frequently. I believe that with her Capricorn moon, it was really hard for her to process emotions, but because it was conjunct Neptune, it really insinuates that she was able to communicate those emotions through some kind of creative ability. Now, there were a lot of songwriters such as Billy Joel or Lady Gaga who have their moon conjunct Mercury, maybe trining, say, Neptune, but moon conjunct Mercury is going to be a great songwriting placement as well because it just symbolizes communicating your feelings with ease. One of the most prominent ones I found in some of the more notable singer-songwriters was this Mars-Neptune conjunction, which I will break down now.
Try to make the worst seem better, Lord, show me the way to cut through all this worn out leather. I've got 100
Now, something I observed in this Mars-Neptune conjunction was that these seem to be the tortured artist types. Mars, being the planet of aggression and action, being conjunct Neptune, can symbolize that the person expresses their frustrations through creative means. There is actually a need for this, as many can resort to substance abuse. Also, this energy seems to manifest into a strong need and desire for social change, as we see with Lady Gaga, Harry Styles, or even John Lennon.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try.
Now, the final placement I want to mention is around the observation I made when it came to the commonalities in the charts of those who are considered to have great singing voices. Taurus is not only home to Venus, but it also rules the throat and vocal cords. Therefore, many vocalists had Taurus placements. Ariana Grande has her Venus in Taurus trine Neptune, similar to Paul McCartney, while Adele has her Taurus Sun trine Neptune. Looking at your chart, this can range from having personal planets in the sign of Taurus, having a Taurus rising, or having second house planets aspecting any of the planets mentioned before in the video. More specifically, anything that's making a trine or conjunction to Neptune is definitely going to be a great placement.
So before I end the video, the honorable mention I will give to certain placements are Aquarius and Sagittarian placements. So when I use the term Aquarius placements, Sagittarius placements, this means 9th house buildup along with 11th house buildup. 9th house is naturally ruled by Sagittarius, whereas 11th house was naturally ruled by Aquarius. Over half of the charts that I explored had some kind of strong energy, either 9th house energy, Sag energy, Aquarius energy, or 11th house energy. Now, with the 11th house energy, I feel as though that is similar to sort of having a Leo placement, where it gives you some kind of social adaptability and sort of a performance, except it manifests in a more non-conforming way, whereas the Sagittarian placement, I think, just enhances the wisdom that these creatives are deriving from. So that is why I believe those two have manifested strongly into the charts. But overall, those were the things that I noticed in the chart. I would be so interested to know if you have any of these placements and how it has manifested for you. Let me know in the comments below. And again, if you enjoy these videos, be sure to engage. Be sure to let me know in the comments so that I know to keep making them. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.